Hello friends, so today is going to be a very quick and basic tutorial on how I film my process videos. I think that it's a lot of trial and error for most people, so any advice from the beginning is always helpful. And I will leave everything that I'm using or use in a link below to kind of just help out anyone who is interested in making process videos. Now I do use, for the quality of this video, a DSLR, Canon Rebel T5i, and also, if you look at some of my previous videos, I used an iPhone and I used the same things. I did put how to use an iPhone in this as well because I kind of feel like most people might just want to use their iPhone before investing in a camera if you don't already have one. So like I said, this is a very basic tutorial. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. But other than that, thanks for watching and good luck filming your scrapbooking process. Okay, so this is my setup. Mine is the cat. I would highly suggest getting white poster board for your background. This is going to make the project stand out and not be so distracted by other things. And I also use a tripod. This is probably the most basic things that you can get right from the beginning. There are better tripods out nowadays, but this is what I use, and this is what it typically looks like if you're using natural light. If you use an iPhone, this is the top of a selfie stick, and sometimes when I used to use my iPhone, I would put this on top of my tripod. It screws right in like so, and then you can adjust it and put in your iPhone. So for those who don't have a camera to just screw into the top of this, I would suggest just using the iPhone. And then this is what it looks like when you're kind of above it, and you can switch it to video and just record. The downside is you can't really see what you're recording, so definitely keep that in mind and make sure that you're positioned really nicely. Now, I think this makes the biggest difference. Lighting is everything. No matter what camera that you're using, lighting is going to make the biggest difference. I would say natural lighting is my favorite, but I don't have a great place for the lighting, so unfortunately I do use this. This is an extra step, but totally worth it. These are Cowboy Studio lighting, and I use white light bulbs. This is the most important. The ones that are normally in the house, like the fluorescent ones, that's going to give you terrible lighting. So I'll show you guys some examples of what that looks like. This is natural lighting. Does not look good at all in my opinion, and tends to kind of, switch in and out. And this is on my DSLR. Now this is with the lights slowly on. That's one light, and that is two lights. As you can tell, it's already making, in my opinion, a huge difference in making the colors a little bit more true to what they actually are. Now, one of the keys is ISO to put up the brightness in case the lighting isn't enough. With a DSLR, this is huge, and you are able to do it on some cell phones as well. It can wash out some of it, but play around with it. It will definitely be your best friend. So, moral of the story, lighting is key. I would get lights if you can, or natural lighting, and a tripod to film overhead like so. And make sure you kind of know what's in frame and what isn't in frame. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more in depth, very high level overview of how to edit the video in iMovie once you have all of the clips. Very basic, like I said, and sorry if you don't use iMovie, but I think that's what most people use nowadays, and that's the only thing I'm really familiar with. I hope you guys enjoyed this little portion of my setup and how I film process videos. So you can go ahead and skip this if you don't use iMovie, but keep on watching if you do. So let's get started on editing. I click Create a New Movie. It's going to give you the option to import your media wherever you have it saved, whether it's your desktop or a SIM card, not SIM card, but SD card. But I go ahead and I just select the clip that I want in there, and it's going to be in your library. So I'm going to show you a video that I've already edited. I have some of the different clips that I had originally in my movie library. So you just click and drag that into the bottom portion. Now, a couple things. I do like to do voiceovers, and I also film myself upside down technically. So I have to flip that around and detach the audio. So I do that to every single clip. I'm not sure if there's an easier way to do this, kind of like all together, but I typically don't have a ton of clips anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I go ahead and flip around. If I need to kind of crop it anymore to make the screen a little bit better, I do that as well. Now, there are so many more steps that you can add to this, more edits and more complicated you can make it, but to be honest, I just want my, editing part to be fun, not a bunch of work. So right now I am fast forwarding the clip. I know when we do little things that seem kind of boring that aren't going to capture the attention of most people when you're cutting paper, like this clip shows, you can speed up the clip. There's a nice little tool right here where you can make it slower or shorter depending on however you feel. But you really just click fast and then you can kind of put the speed that you want, like 4 times the speed, 10 times the speed. I normally do 2 times the speed or 4 times the speed. Otherwise, I can't really talk fast enough to explain it. Now, I always do voice recordings, so if you just click the little microphone in the left-hand corner and click record, it'll count down for you, which is pretty nice, and then you go ahead and just record. I do mine just off my laptop. I know that quality is definitely better if you have a separate microphone most of the time, but again, I want this to be fun. I don't want to edit for a million years. But once you kind of do your voiceover, you'll have this here, and you can move that around in case you are just telling a story and want to add it later in the video. You can also crop that as well. And then to publish, I already have my YouTube signed in. You can make the title of it and upload it. I normally do it on private just so I have time to edit it and add more before it goes live. So that is pretty much the very basics of how to film, process videos, and kind of what they look like. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I will try my best to make sure I answer them as often as I can. This can be process videos, really anything. If you do your Erin Condren, this is how I did the same setup for my Erin Condren as well. And I would really suggest starting out basic, see how much you like it. Sometimes it is quite a bit of work, so if you don't love making videos, I would not go and invest in a bunch of different equipment for it. But this is just my tips and tricks. I am sure there are easier ways than how I do it, but this is just kind of trial and error of what I've learned. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if anything changes, I'll try and make an update video for you. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos of mine. Thanks. Bye.